Hi, in this session, I'm going to talk you through the investor outreach system. Now, a lot of people feel that to get an angel investor, they need to be really well connected or they need somebody to make an introduction for them, or you need to be really lucky. This is how real founders actually build their own pipeline of investors. You don't need luck, you don't need somebody else to make introductions, and you don't need to have loads of rich friends. Okay, there's essentially three stages to it. It's about being visible. This is so investors can find out who you are, they can see you. This is about making connections. That's stage two, where we are starting conversations with investors without pitching, just talking to them, making the connection, bringing them into our ecosystem. And then the third stage is about converting them. Now, a lot of people think that you just go straight in for stage three and you have one phone call with somebody and they immediately throw £500,000 at you. Or they think that doesn't sound possible. Why would anybody do that? Because we don't do that yet. There's stages 1 and 2 to get through first. So to go into stage 1 on visibility, this is around optimizing your founder profile. We want investors to be able to find you. And when they find you, we want them to be able to find out information about you. So we would use LinkedIn, or you can also use Instagram or Facebook as your storefront. Yeah, your shop front. This is where you are kind of effectively marketing yourselves to them. We want to have a clear one line mission. What is it that you are doing? What problem are you solving? How are you making money? Yeah. We want to have a banner, that's the bit across the top, which says who you are and what you're doing. It doesn't need to be really complex. It can just be a single image or a background color, but I would put some text on there or alternatively into your bio. And let's have a direct link somewhere to your pitch deck or a link to book a call with you. Yep, that's how people are going to come and find out about you and get in touch. Then part of visibility is that we need to be posting so that people find out information about you, people can discover you, and when you're doing outreach, when they come to your profile, they are finding out information about you. It's not just a completely cold, LinkedIn message from someone from a blank page which doesn't have any information on it. Nobody is going to respond on that. So we want to be posting as much as we can, at least once a week. Let's post about milestones, about lessons, or proof of what you've done and what you are doing, and about your vision. Yeah, what is it that you are doing? What is it that you are working towards? We want the investors to be able to find out real and true information about you. Sorry, my little doggy's barking. You better be quiet because we're in the middle of a training session. Okay, so that's stage 1, visibility. Stage 2 is all about making a connection with people. This is where we are trying to build trust. Well, stage 1 is about building trust too. You've got to build an extraordinary amount of trust with investors before they will invest in a deal with you. This is how we're doing it. So we want to start the conversations with the right people. And we're going to do that by building a target list of investors. Now, we might start with maybe 1,000 names, but we're going to whittle it down to the best 50 to 100. And they're the ones that we're going to really try and build a relationship with. Why do we start with so many? Because the conversion rate is inherently low. They're not all going to reply. They're not all going to be liquid right now. They're not all going to be interested. So we have to start off with a lot. We're going to use the fundables list. That's my list of verified high net worth investors, which we can segment by the sector, by what they like to invest in, by check size, i.e., how much money they've got, a region, i.e., where they like to invest. We can also, we don't have to just use that. We can use people in your network already. We can do LinkedIn searches for angel investors. We can also use Facebook groups or other Instagram pages to find pools of warm investors. These people are everywhere. We've got to be able to target them. Then the next stage of building the connection is that soft outreach message. We are not hitting people up with a pitch deck. We are not sending them chapter and verse or something that's going to be really, really hard for them to read and absorb, because guess what? They won't read it. If it's hard work, they won't engage. We've got to make it really easy for them to engage with what we are offering and with what we want. We'd send them a really soft opener. It's got to be personalized to them. If you could send your opening message to anybody, it will not cut the mustard. Yeah, nobody will read it. It's got to be personalized to them. Hey, name, whatever the name is, saw you backed, blah, 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 startup. How do we know what startups they backed? Because my list tells us what they've invested in before. We're building something similar. We're not raising officially yet. We're just connecting with angels who like the early traction stories. You're just starting the conversation with them. We're trying to pique their interest. We're trying to create curiosity. We're trying to get them to come to your page and look at the things that you're publishing. Yeah. This positions you as proactive and serious, not desperate. Yeah. Then stage 3, which is the conversion stage. This is about taking those people, those 50 to 100 people that we're having open conversation with, and trying to get commitment from them. We've got a conversation strategy for getting them through that and getting them on the phone. That's a longer piece that I can't cover off here. But what we're going to do is track everything. We're going to track every conversation that we're having, the name, where we found the individual, the date we contacted them, the last thing we've said to them, what the next steps are, where we're up to in the process. If they've said no, or if they've made an objection, or they've said they're not ready yet, or it's not the kind of thing that they invest in, we capture that too, because we never know that we might need them later. We might be able to offer them something else down the line. Follow-up rules, really, really important. If people don't reply the first time you reach out to them, follow up and follow up and follow up again. Not every day. Yeah, we'll maybe leave it 5 days in between. And keep in mind, on LinkedIn, people do not log in as often as they do on other platforms. So it might take them longer to follow up. Yeah, there's an example follow-up message on that one. We're trying to just build that relationship with them and get them on the phone. We do not, at this stage, send them a pitch deck. Never send them a pitch deck, because if you do, you will never get them on the phone. You've got to get them on the phone first, and then we send them a pitch deck. Yeah, once they've engaged or they've commented on something that you've posted, they've responded, then we'd be looking to hit them up with a slightly harder line message, something along the lines of, we're opening up a small pre-seed round for angels focused on whatever it is, social housing in the north of England. Are you open to a quick 15-minute call to see if this fits your requirements? Yeah. Keep in mind, this is just the outreach system. We're not pitching yet. We're not telling people any amounts of money. We're not sending anybody any deals or anything. We're just trying to get them on the phone. We're trying to build the relationship with them. We're trying to get them comfortable with us. So that's it. It was a rattle through. That's the investor outreach system. Hope that's been helpful.